Oh, I'm Toni. Thank you very much for having me here today. I left school when I was 14. So, call it a midlife crisis at like early 20s. I sat there and I had to really think about what did I want to do with my life. And I was like, right, I need to go and work in the field of communications. Nobody would hire me. I didn't have a qualification. I knew what I was doing, had no qualification. So I had to come back for a third time to actually find and get my degree, which led me to Unitech. There's been a lot of changes since I've left Unitech in about 6 years. A lot of those are technology driven. So we've had a huge shift in how technology is being used in society today. The number one is social media. A lot of our advertising, a lot of our comms efforts, we have social media practitioners, we have social media analysts, interpreters. This has just been a huge shift. While it's a lot normal for a lot of you, for those who've been in the industry for quite a while now, this has been it's a huge shift for us. It's been quite an important milestone in history, so to speak. Also, the rise of video content has been huge. Webucation, that's a really good one. People are self-learning. It's self-taught learning, self-directed learning through different channels of multimedia online that are coming from not necessarily professionals, but just from everyday people like you and I. Kind of my last words, don't ever compromise who you are for a job. I said a lot of young people coming through, jumping over hoops, ringing bells to please their employer, and they're compromising their own personal morals and ethics. Don't change who you are to keep a boss happy. Don't compromise your health. I've seen people go in and they've worked nearly 24 hours days. They've had 2 hours sleep. They've slept in an office. Not my current role, but previous job roles. Don't compromise your health. Don't compromise your family. That one is personal experience. I now have 3 kids. There was at one point I was hardly seeing any of them. You got to keep that in mind, because people won't tell you this when you're in the industry. Don't compromise your sanity. If a project is driving you nuts, take 5. It's really important, otherwise you'll overanalyze it and overthink it. Your identity. Don't lose who you are. Most importantly, your contacts are your contacts. So when you're working a job, and a lot of people make this mistake, when you're working in a job and you've made a contact, that is your contact. It's not your boss's contact, it's not your employer's contact, it's your contact. Under no situation are you, depending on what your contract says, have to share that contact information with your employer. It's yours. You've worked for it, keep them. Hold on to your integrity. Because at the end of the day, you need a strong backbone, and don't take anything personally. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people will say things, they criticize your work, and they'll tear it apart. Don't take it personally. It's probably the best advice I can give. Don't take anything personally. Learn from it.